All right, testing. Cool, works.
Sleep. Sleep.
All right, how about we get this started? Yeah, I have to fix that timer countdown thing. It's supposed to not do anything once it gets down to 0, but apparently it's just going on and on and on and on, like the Energizer Bunny. So let's go ahead and transition to the start of the show. Hi everyone, welcome to another stream, tech stream again. So on Mondays and Fridays, supposed to start at 1 p.m. GMT plus 8, but I was a little delayed today. Sorry about that. I'm probably going to have to change that time up to 1:30 because I forgot to account for how long it takes to clean up the dishes after lunch. So yeah, we're going to probably move the schedule to 1:30 Mondays and Fridays for the tech streams. The gaming streams on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are probably going to just stay the same time. But yeah, today I have got a bunch of cables on the table. What are we going to do here? These are broken. The tips probably need to be replaced. The micro USB ends all need to be replaced, I think. And we're going to see if they will keep working. Why am I going to replace these instead of just buying new cables? These are special to me. They have sentimental value. Sweet, luscious, soft cables. No, they came with an old device of mine, the NVIDIA Shield tablet and the NVIDIA Shield controller, and I don't want to let them go because for some reason these are the only cables that charge those devices quite right. All of the others can charge them, but it's like a trickle charge. It's kind of slow, so I want to make sure that when I plug them in, they're not going to die on me if I keep them plugged in. And these are the only cables. The cables that came with those devices are the only ones that I've seen that are able to keep up. I did try some Anchor stuff, which is, it worked, but the Anchor cables that I do have that do work are a little too short. So you saw from the preview earlier, the cables that came with the NVIDIA Shield gadgets are really long, like 1.5 meters. About, what is that in American? So 1 meter is 3 feet. Half of 3 feet is, 1.5. So about 4.5 feet in length. That's a lot of cable. So I want to fix these as much as possible. And also I don't want to throw things away as much as possible. So that's why we're going to try and fix these today. Okay, let's get right to the attempt. Now, I don't know if the thing that's not working with them is actually the micro USB end. It's my hunch that it is, because micro USB is a very, it's known for being a very easy to damage or easy to wear out plug. So I'm going to rip these out, replace them with these ones. They're still in the baggies, so you can't really see them. The camera doesn't see through the baggies that well. But yeah, I'm going to try and replace them with these ones here. And these replacements come with the shell. So that's the outer part. And a couple of the inner mechanisms. I think, yeah, so we've got a cable relief. Something to make sure that the cable isn't strained when you're holding the plug end. We've got the plugs themselves. This autofocus is not working as great as before. I don't know why. And we've got the little front bit of the plug that the plugs go into, like that. And this actually locks onto the shell here. So I'm going to see if I can tune this autofocus a little bit, because it's kind of driving me nuts. Like, why, sir? Why do you not focus as well as before? How about now? No? There we go. Has to be right in the middle. Right in the dead center, I guess. But even then, sometimes it doesn't. There you go. That time it did it. Okay. What tools are we going to use to fix these? I've got, of course, a soldering iron right here, my Yihua. I've got some really fat solder. This is just to make sure that I don't miss anything with the thinner solder that I use for SMT soldering. I've got a cable. What do you call this? Words are hard. We've got a cable stripper, yes, and a bunch of heat shrink tubing, and that I hope is all we need aside from the actual replacement parts. Assuming that the only broken parts are the micro USB cable heads plugs. After all, it's very possible that the actual USB Type A plug part is damaged, and if so, that's a bummer because I don't have any replacements for those. We're just gonna have to make do and see if this is the actual problem. Okay, gonna get cracking. Open the cable splitter, the cable stripper. And I'm going to cut it right here because there's a whole bunch of insulation in this part. I'm not sure if the cable stripper will get right through that. And it's not going to be clean, so we'll just go ahead and strip it down here. It's very clean looking. Get that out of the way. Give me plenty of room to work with, and strip just pretty much everything right off the tip there. That is some grody rubber. For some reason, it's kind of melted in here. Maybe that was the problem. Like this rubber insulation inside the heat shrink tubing that I have on top of it. I have two layers of insulation. One is an actual cable part that came with the cable, like all cables do. And then I also have heat shrink tubing right on top of it because this was already starting to melt. And it was kind of gross. Okay, and I'm just going to peel this back. We don't really need these parts. The foil tubing. This is to, I believe, it's to prevent RF interference. Okay. So I could take a razor and just slice it down the middle, but there's a cut here anyway, so I'm just going to try and peel it open. There we go. I need to learn what these fibers are for. There's a whole bunch of fibers in the cable, and I see this also in Ethernet cables. I never bothered to learn what they're actually for. All right, so we just have 5. I didn't expect there to be more. Actually, it's just 4. We've got ground, data plus, 5 volt plus, and data minus. Now, I need to look up the pinout. I should have brought some scissors, because these are getting kind of in the way. I need to check the pinout, so I'm going to break open this to find out. I mean, we could Google it, but why do that when we have a perfectly fine USB specimen right here to break open and figure out what the pinout is supposed to be. Ugh, we love breaking things, don't we? Yes, yes we do. Okay, I didn't quite get to the middle of it there. Didn't quite crack that egg. Actually, we might even be able to see what's inside just from peeling off the weirdly melting insulation. Ugh. Can't snap that off, so I'm just gonna cut it. There we go. Flew off this way and here. So peeling this off, I think I'll be able to see what the pinout is. And if not, we can always Google it. I did this once before, and I think it's supposed to be from left to right. Plug lock facing up. It's supposed to be black, green, white, and then red, I believe. Should have brought my razor. Wow, this heat shrink tubing did a really good job at wrapping itself right around the head there. There we go. Just pushing it out that way. Now again, we could Google the pinout. It's standard for a reason. Alright, yeah, we're not going to be able to see anything from in here. But that is what that looks like on the inside. Maybe I can break it open. No? I might have just damaged my cable splitter. My cable stripper. Well, we can kind of see the pinouts. I mean, not pinout, the cables that are remaining inside, and see the order that they're going into the shielding here. But that's not a reliable way to check. So I'm just going to Google the pinout real quick. Or, oh, I can peek into it. Look, like right in there, you can kind of peek. Well, the camera's not capturing it. The lighting isn't great here, but you can kind of peek in and see the colors of the cables. I mean, the individual strands of the cable. That's not working though, so let's go ahead and pull up a pinout. Okay, USB, micro USB, pinout. I'll put it up on stream for you guys so that we can all learn and see. Oh, I can't find a straightforward pinout guide. Okay, here we go. This might be the best I'll find. Oop. Here we go. I'll just put that as a browser source right here in chat. Hey, buddy, says Dragmice. What is going on, Dragmice? Thank you for dropping by. How are you today? I think this should be a pretty straightforward and relatively simple stream. I mean, fix, hopefully. So I don't know if I'll be on for the whole 2 hours or scheduled 2 hours of the stream. Then again, I am late today. So 5v7264. So I might extend anyway. 664. Okay, and here is the pinout that I am following. There you go. So I was saying, why am I bothering to repair this cable and not just buy a new one? Well, it's because these are pretty long cables, and I don't want to throw them away because they might still be useful. All I have to do is probably just replace the micro USB port part of the cable. So it would be a waste to throw away like these 4-foot long cables. Dragmice saying, just gonna have to watch out for country's VP and president's separate public addresses later. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that was today. Do catch me up on it. All right. Like if you are going to pay attention to the whole shebang, do catch me up on it, because I'm not going to watch it. I can't understand it anyway. Okay. So it's going to be here. It's going to be May. Why is that not autofocusing? Come on, buddy. Come on, you stupid camera. There we go. So on that little thing, oh, I really need a light back here. Okay. So I need to get from bottom to top, red, white, green, black. I believe. Red, white, green, black. And that should do it. It's actually a pretty easy soldering job. So I probably shouldn't have started a stream just for this. VP will be at 4 p.m. and President will be whenever whenever they feel like it. Yep. Yep, that is always the case, isn't it? With our dear, dear President. Oh, God. Can't even say that with a straight face. Okay, I need to cut all of this excess off. I would be much better served with a pair of scissors, but I don't have that right now. And my wife is working, so I don't want to disturb her just to get a pair of scissors. There. That did the job, kind of. All right, now we're going to strip these individual tips. Probably shorten them too, because, I mean, this is a very short fix. Okay. Manual focus. I'm going to switch to manual focus because autofocus is not being very kind to me today. Or I just have to do that. Like every single time I have to put my palm behind it. Oh well. Okay. All right, so it's going to be red from left to right here. It's going to be red, white, green, black. Red, white, green, black. All right. That ought to do it. So let me just train these cables. Arvin's saying, another Eden, by the way, is interesting. Also, the writer and music guy use almost the exact same opening sequence down to music as Chrono. Almost made me tear up. What stopped it was in my head. You're reusing stuff. Dang it, guys. Hey, sometimes the best way to get a working sample out is to reuse an old product. Because it exists, it's easy to explain, because it already exists. It's easy to reference. You know that it works on some level because people were happy to play it or happy to buy the product. So I can see why, at least for the start of the game, a lot of it is just exactly the same as the old Chrono Trigger. Hopefully, though, it does get to a point where there's some new stuff. Would be nice. Alright, this cable strain relief is not going to be useful for much anything else other than just keeping the head here in check. I do need to make sure that the heat shrink tubing is on before anything else. So let's use this. I'll use red. Red is nice. I like red. Oh, but I can't get it past that part. It's too big. Are you looking into... Is another Eden the free-to-play one? There's no microtransactions or whatever? In that version? Because if so, at least there's that, right? And we're going to do a big blue one here just to cover this and add more protection. Put these all the way down. Put that in. Dragmice asking, is your workstation also inside the piano room? Yes, everything that I'm streaming is... all my streams are going to be inside the piano room. Which is very, very warm. I don't have the electric fan with me in here today. Because it's in use by Trish. So I think... I'm not sure if it's coming off on the face cam, but I'm sweating a lot. I'm a very sweaty person. As evidenced by my last streams. Santagoy, it's our boy, Japoops. Sup, friend. Hello, Santagoy. Santa. Hello, Santa Claus. Dragmite saying, it's a F2P. It's a free-to-play with gacha elements, so you don't have to pay to play the game. Well, that's good to hear. It's good for you. That seems to be exactly your type of game. Oh, I have the wrong pinout on the screen. I almost... Wow, this could have been a very bad time. That, if you didn't notice, that is a socket for a micro USB plug. That is not the not the plug pinout. All right, we got to look for a different pinout diagram here. That could have been really bad news. Okay, I'm not seeing one that's exactly for the replacement plugs that I have on hand, but they should all be standard, so I'm just going to open this and see if I can blow this up a little bit, because it's kind of small. Open image in new tab. That is very small. Okay, let's find a bigger one. Sandagoy, at Dragmice, is this Arvin? I mean, is this the Krusty Krab? Yes, Dragmice is Arv. Marvel from the Discord. Okay. This is the replacement plug that I've got. So I'm just looking for the correct pinout here. Okay, it's gonna be... Well, I can't find a diagram, but I do see a YouTube video with someone's thumbnail diagramming the pinout. So it's gonna be red, white, green, black. From left to right, facing up. Red, white, green, black. Yeah. Same as the other one, I think. Is it? No, not quite. Okay, I'm gonna get that out of there. Delete that. But it is red, white, green, black. So let's go ahead and train our cable. We've got white here. Move red all the way to the left, white, and then green, and then black. Here we go. Just training it a little bit so that it stays like this. Snip off the excess. There's a lot of excess here, so just cut all of that out. Yeah. And strip the tip. There we go. So these are ready to solder. Just going to tin those tips. And then lay them flat. Oh, okay, have to fix the green and the black. They kind of changed places here. There we go. Just wiggle it a little bit. Just wiggle it a little bit. And hopefully it'll stay put now. If not, then it will when we solder. Okay. Here's a soldering iron. Gonna tin this a bit. Don't mind the fumes, I've got a fume extractor. And ideally you don't want to be using like your fingertips, because when it melts or heats up the tip of these cable parts here, it will transfer the heat down the rest of the cable, even where you're holding it. So that's why I've got these little clips. I mean, it's not the right item for the job, but it's what I've got, so. Okay. Gonna get in real close here. You're just gonna see the tip of my head here. And there's no focus, autofocus. Let's see if we can fix that. Set focus. There we go. This is slow going. Can I use my finger for this? No, I can't. Okay. There we go. Alright, now I just have to remember that this is no longer on autofocus, so I need to hold things right up to the lens if I want it to be in focus for you guys. Okay. Training the cables again. They fell out of place once more. Oh, that's plenty. It's way too much, actually. Too much solder. So when you see it balling up at the tip of your iron, it's probably too much. You can see the insulation is melting. Right? It's receding down the cable. That's just because of the heat. All right. So that was just some tinning, priming the cable to get attached to the replacement plug. It's gonna sit like that a little bit. Kind of dark. I should get a ring light just for this showcase camera. There might be some parts where I'm not going to talk so much because I need to kind of see and concentrate on what I'm doing. Some people are able to talk and solder at the same time. For my last stream, that was evidently not a skill set of mine. Okay. This is not a great quality replacement micro USB port. You can see the plastic just melting. The tip isn't even touching the plastic, and it's melting like from the heat of the ambient heat. I could probably use a smaller tip, but I don't want to be hassled into doing that right now. What I'm doing right now, again, is just tinning. I'm just tinning the workpiece. Quick visual inspection just to make sure that there's no bridges. No Jeff Bridges in here. Okay. So that again is going to be red, white, green, and then black. The insulation on the wires, the individual strands here all melted together. That's great. Okay. Nope, got it. Cool. There. That's nicely tinned. Wiping off the excess. My hands are way too shaky for this kind of job. Should probably get myself checked. I might have early onset Alzheimer's. Or Parkinson's, rather. Okay, that is moving around too much, so I'm going to use one of these clips just to hold that in place, just like that. Drag my saying. Another Eden is nice so far, also more straightforward as an RPG, which is strange for a gacha game. Still have events to grind for before the September ends, though. Okay. Is that what you were playing over the office water cooler chat the other night, rather? Or is it something else? Sandagoy says, can't see Arvin's chats. Oh, try refreshing. I can see them just fine, and they are coming out in the restream. Could be a Twitch problem. It's a you problem. Oh, trying to fix that autofocus is just not worth. Sat in focus? Yep. There we go. Can see it now? That's great. It fixed itself. I love it when a plan comes together. There. That melted right down. You can see that's quite firmly attached now. Now just to do the rest. Should be just as easy. Alright. Tin the cable, or tin the wire, rather. Tinning the wire, all that it is just making sure that it's got a nice coat of solder on it, so that when you melt it down to touch the pad, all it does is melt the solder that's already on the pad and on the wire. So red, white, green, black.
Okay.
Ow, I touched my finger with the very, very, very hot iron. That is something that happens a lot to me. So I'm quite used to it. Thankfully, it just touched my fingernail for the most part this time. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use a different tip. This is way too big. Or my technique is just not good. Or this is not tinned properly. There. Look at that. That is so big a globule of solder. Such a big globule of solder. If it doesn't work, then I just suck at this. Although, that is probably a foregone conclusion by now. The entire world is seeing how bad my soldering is. What is going on? Okay, that's bridged. That is way bridged. There. Let's bring this up a little bit. Look at that. Ugh. I mean, if the camera will autofocus. Nope. Okay. Well, basically, the terminals for the white and the green are now bridged together, which is not a good thing. So I'm going to have to redo. Arvin asking, shouldn't you have safety equipment, JP? Like what? Like gloves? Gloves will just make it so that you don't handle the, you have less dexterity when handling the work. Usually with soldering, you don't need to wear gloves. But some other safety equipment, including a fume extractor, would be nice. I do have that. So the fumes aren't going directly into my face. Another thing that some people use while soldering is glasses, because sometimes the fume can go into your eyes and irritate your eyes a little bit. It's not that it's going to cause blindness or anything, but it can cause itchiness or irritation. Something else that might happen with the solder itself is that they could jump, right? The little melted metal that you are melting off of these wires. Oh, I just ruined that black wire. I have to redo this. Ooh. Well, the black wire is just the ground, so hopefully it's not completely ruined. Anyway, I was saying, like, the hot solder, you know, the little liquid metal bits that are melting off, and you are trying to get them connected to these little pads. These can actually jump. And like oil, it'll just splatter. So some people like to wear glasses for that. Especially if you're using solder that has rosin in it, that already has flux in it, which is most solder. So it can bubble and, you know, just jump a little bit. What's that in Tagalog? Tumatalsik. It might talsik into your eyeballs. I don't know what the correct verbiage is. Maybe one of you guys can teach me. What is the correct verbiage for that? Okay. Wow, that was a lot harder than I expected. Why Why oh why oh why? Is that not a neat... That is not a neat soldering job. Actually, I kind of hate it. I want to redo it. Oh, I am correct, says Arvin. Baka tumalsik sa mata mo. Sa mata mo. I am so bad with Tagalog. It is more hilarious than it is sad. Or maybe it is more sad than it is hilarious. You tell me. Oops, sorry. Bumped into that. I'm just looking for my razor. Ooh. I had a razor here. Or if not a razor, then at least just a sharp edge. Okay, this is not a sharp edge, but it might work. Just got to separate the bridged soldering points here. Yeah, this is not going to work because it's not sharp enough to break these points. Ow, I poked myself. I guess this stream is more about seeing different ways that JP can hurt himself while attempting a repair. Here it is. Bunch of razors. Okay, who's ready to see some blood? That's a nice clean one. At least I know if I cut myself, I won't have to worry about tetanus. Okay. Yep, all I'm doing is just trying to make sure that there are no connected metal bits here. Oh man, Santagoy, wear goggles. We encourage them because we care. Love J-Pool. Is that like Deadpool, but me? Breaking the joints off of this bridged gap. You know what? I'll just melt it off. This is the smart way to do it. Use the tool that got it there in the first place. Right? There you go. That fixed the bridge. And then I can go back and try to fix this black cable too. Okay. That is probably the best that I'm going to be able to get it with that tip that I have on the soldering iron currently. I'm going to turn off the soldering iron right now so that I can change the tip to a smaller one when I attempt to repair the second cable. Yep, just wiping the excess solder off. Now I'll turn off the iron, let that cool down a little bit, and then we're going to just do the finishing touches on this cable. Dang it. Focus! What is wrong with this thing? Okay. Just going to manually, once again, just manually set the focus here. Okay, about that distance. There we go. So all I got to do is slide this up, the cable cover. All right, slide that up. And attach this tip. All right. Make sure that the tip in is in properly with the rest of the plug. And try to snap that shut. It's going to be a bit tough because I left too much slack on the cable. So you can see there's like excess uncovered, what do you call that? Uncovered insulation. So what I can do is just slide on over the red insulation that we already have here. Slide it down. See if we can get this inside. Oh, that's not going to fit. That's too bad. Yeah, I could have done this better. I should have anticipated that there would be too much slack on the cables. So now I can't slide on over the insulation. It just won't fit inside. Maybe it'll fit if I bring it over this way. And then crimp it a bit. And then try to slide it over. No? That's just making it worse. Okay. What I can do is put a bigger piece over it, cut that off, and then heat shrink it. Okay. This will go right over all of that. Remove this first. Right over all of that. Even cover the strain relief. There you go. And just heat this up with the heating tool. Wait for this tool to build up some heat. And then point it away from the laptop. And just heat that up a little bit. There you go. What I should have done, the proper thing to have done, or the not really proper, I guess, the smart thing to have done would have been to test it first. To see if all of this works before attempting to, reassemble or assemble the strain relief. But who has time to do any of that, huh? Obviously I would have. It's not that much harder to test. Let's do it now. Let's test it. Where do I have a free USB port? Here we go. Yup. Gonna unplug my tablet right here. Let's see if it works. Yeah. Cool. It is charging. Now, it's charging, but it isn't transmitting data. That's not good. What that means is there's probably still a bridge somewhere. The white and the green cables probably are still bridged together. So I will have to redo it. I'll redo all of it. Okay. We'll do that right now, actually. Gonna undo all of this. I'm gonna use the other micro USB. There, snap that off. Okay, we're going to start all over. I just need to grab you know what? I'm going to grab the electric fan from the living room because this is like way too hot. BRB. I'll be back in a jiff. All right. So you might be hearing quite a bit of, I don't know what to call it, fan noise, I suppose. Let me see if I can get rid of that for you guys. Dragmine says he's going to finish the last 3 eps of The Good Place. Dang, you're fast. I told you to pace yourself, man. Alright, let's see if I can fix this fan noise a little bit. You guys let me know how it sounds, alright? Alright, so that's probably got rid of a lot of the fan noise, but it also probably made my voice sound really robotic. These are the drawbacks. Actually, I'm going to give myself a listen here. So you might hear me double because I need to monitor my audio. Here, let me go ahead and just monitor. Just going to monitor myself a little bit right now. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. I sound a little bit distant. Okay. Yeah, I sound a little distant, but that's better than you guys hearing the fan noise, I think. Okay. I also lit this up a little better. I used the ring light down here to go down here instead of up where it would light up my face. So now we have a nice little view of the map. The map? Not the map, the workspace. Alright, now I can also take the opportunity to adjust my my cropping. Let's see if we can't fix that. Just gonna adjust the crop of my face cam. Well, that's not going to be enough, so I need to really tilt it downwards. There we go. Hey everyone. So now, when I'm working on whatever I'm working on down here, it should be a lot easier to see my reactions, if I have any. Just adjusting the size of the chat box. Just a teensy tiny bit. Oh, this is what I miss about having multiple monitors. Because it's a lot easier to see your adjustments when you have a couple of monitors to deal with. There we go, just a little bit more. And crop a little bit off the top. That's what I tell my barber. And transition. Okay, so that should look like when I'm crouching down and working on something, at least you can see my eyeballs still. Okay. Now we're gonna try this take 2. Unplug this from my laptop. We're going to just slice off the excess here. All of that excess cabling and shielding, which we don't need. Arvin asked me, did you turn it off? No, I did not. I'm just using a audio filter to filter out the sound of a humming aircon, not aircon, electric fan. That works a little less reliably than, just positioning the mic better, which I could have also done, but I didn't really have the foresight to do that. I moved everything else. I moved the camera, I moved the lighting of the camera, except for the microphone. Oops. Maybe if it bothers me too much, I'll fix that later. Alright, what was it again? It was red, and then white, and then green, and then black, right? Red, white, green, black. Red, white, green, black. These individual strands seem to just want to sit a very specific way. There we go. I also switched out the tip of my soldering iron, so hopefully we have something that's a lot easier to work with. There we go. And once again, we're going to shorten and then strip these beads. Maybe I'll strip them first and then shorten later. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, red, white, green, black. It's a little long for my taste, but better to have more than less to work. At least up to a point. Okay. Alright, once again we're going to slide in the strain relief. Should have done that earlier, actually, before stripping the cable. Also, that's not going to sit right. Well, we're just going to have to do without the strain relief. I'll just double up, triple up, probably quadruple up on this insulation here to act as a strain relief instead. Red, white, green. Alright, we'll do these one at a time. Not like earlier, because earlier I guess I was a little too eager. Didn't get a practice run in. Now, even though this tip is a lot smaller, I don't really like working with it as much as the other one. The other one is more forgiving. It's easier to work with than like a point tip, a needle point tip soldering iron. Which is why I had that other tip on in the first place. But this tip is good for, you know, very, very, very fine soldering work. Ah! I felt that heat up like immediately. It wants to focus everywhere but here, which kind of sucks. Remove that, put it back. Remove it, put it back. No? Still not. Yeah, that's okay. Alright, that did a lot better job at tinning the pad without melting the surrounding plastic than the other tip, so feeling a lot better about this run. But I do have an excess of metal here, an excess of wire here, so I'm gonna just trim this a little bit. And re-tin. That might be too much. A little bit too much solder. That'll be easy. So now I just need to get the other wires to the same length and tin all of them as well. The proper tool to do that with would have been a pair of scissors. But again, I'm a little bit too lazy to go out and get them. Not funny. Too lazy to go out and get a different pair of tools, but not lazy enough to just want to buy a replacement cable. Okay, that's nicely tinned. So it's ground wire. Oh no, I bridged it again. Cool. Okay. It's all pretty nice. Just lay it flat onto, or rather, we're gonna just continue tinning the rest of the pads. There we go. It's a lot nicer than the first attempt. Now I'm using the right, properly sized tip in the iron. Okay. This looks like a much better job, and a much cleaner job than the first attempt. See, no burn marks there. No melted plastic. Just double checking for bridges. No Jeff Bridges here. Alright. Awesome. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the heat shrink tubing. We have like a little bit of heat shrink tubing here. I'm going to melt it, or not melt it, just heat it right onto the joint, I suppose you can call it that. I don't know what the technical term is. Kind of want to do like 2 layers of it. Okay. First. And this is going to be the second layer. Now I really hope that the cover... Oh shit! This cover! Fuck. Alright, well... So this one isn't going to have a cover, I guess. It's just going to be naked. I can use the rest of this heat shrink tubing, to just make an impromptu, like a, just that kind of cover. It's not going to be the strongest. Well, I fucked that up. The soldering job was A-okay, and then I completely forgot to put this in before doing the soldering job, so. Oh well. Let's do a test, yeah? Arvin saying, when I look at you work, I think, like, you're the Falcon of Tony Stark in our group. Like, you do what Tony does, but only slower. Tech is a mystery to me. Okay, wait. If I'm Falcon, who's Tony Stark in our group? Ah, look at that. That works. It worked. So now my computer detects the device. The cable is working exactly as it is supposed to. Fuck yeah. Okay. It's too bad that I forgot to put this in. Arvin saying no one. So if no one's the Tony Stark, doesn't that just make me the Tony Stark of the group? Ah. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. But thank you for that comparison. Falcon's awesome. You became freaking Captain America, so I'm not complaining. Not complaining at all. Who are the other members of the Dicecast group? What Avengers are we? Are we all? Oh right, yeah. We don't have a genius. We don't have a genius billionaire philanthropy for a playboy philanthropist in the group. That's right. That is right. So we can't really have a Tony. What was this? This was a 10 millimeter? 10 micrometer diameter? No, millimeter. Let's see if I have a 9. I do have a 9. So here's a 9. Nope. Yeah, it's a 9. Does that fit? That does. Okay, so this will be a better intermediary. Okay. Plugging that in, just so I can get the correct distance from plug. And then I'm going to heat shrink that. Unfortunately, you guys can't see this part because the tablet is attached to the assembly here, the camera assembly. So no peeksies for you here. But I got the distance, so it's going to be about that, like that. Right? I don't really mind it not having the plastic sheath. It will be a little bit more fragile, so I just need to be more careful about it. But obviously, if it breaks again, I can just repair it again. There you go. Let me slide this in. I might have to snip that. See here, it's kind of at an angle, a diagonal. We'll see how it looks after I put the second. Yep, definitely we're going to have to. It's at an angle. That's not going to plug in properly. Or is it? Let's see, testing the plug. Alright, no, it still works. Cool. Don't have to adjust anything. We're going to put one more layer of heat shrink, just this one, black, so that it covers my mistake here. Trim this a little bit so it's straight. There we go. Michelle-chan, hello, 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 welcome to the stream. Just lurking, fixing my room. Yes, sure. Enjoy the background music while you are fixing your room. How are you today? Are you going to stream Final Fantasy tonight? If so, I will definitely tune in to watch. By the way, I have been playing Chocobo Racing in FF14, so I've got a pedigree to a second level pedigree Chocobo already. So hopefully, I'll have my pedigree 9 soon. Oo, grabe ka! Says Michelle-chan. Oh. It's not that hard. It just took like a couple hours of grinding. That's it. Who's the addict now? Yeah. No, it's good shit. It is good shit, I will admit that. This is not sliding in as smoothly as I had hoped. I might just have to use a bigger diameter. Or I can stretch it out. Do I have a pair of pliers? Yes, I do. Okay. This is how you make a smaller heat shrink tubing fit a bigger gauge. Of course, I only have the pliers that don't stretch open properly. Dang it. Go. Just stretching it a bit. It is fun, Miss L-chan. It's kind of funny how I was giving you grief over it, and now I'm the one. Look who's the addict now. Look at me. I am the addict now. It is fun though. The Chocobo Racing is very chill. You could get competitive. I can see people getting competitive over it because those damn items. It's like Mario Kart. Like it freaking it can freaking throw you completely off, having like the one errant Choco Meteor, or even not even the whole meteor, just like a what do you call it? The bramble thing, the bramble patch that can just throw you completely off. Exactly, right? So I can see it being like really tilting. You can get tilted very easily playing that. But in the end, it's just super cute. All of those chocobos running for their dear lives. Not running for their lives. Stretch it! Stretch it! I always find the most roundabout, backwards, difficult, make things hard for myself ways to fix my shit. It's such a bad habit. Not habit. approach. Such a bad approach. Like, this is done. I could be done with this. I could even, if I wanted to prettify it a little bit more, I could even just use this black one instead of this smaller one. Alright, I'll do that. Let's just make my life a little bit easier. Yeah? So that we can get onto the second cable. Because yes, I have 2 cables. And this one I was like a little bit sure. I was a little sure that it would work after the repair, because it still worked even before the repair. Now, the next cable that I have coming up doesn't even detect at all. So I don't know if the problem is the same. Chan says, I just want to finish the patch between Heavensward and Shadowbringers. Then I'll get back to racing. Do what you gotta do. Stormblood. Yeah, Stormblood. Sorry. I am still getting used to the acronyms in FF14. It's okay. Thank you. You forget sometimes too. It's hard. Why did they have to name it Stormblood and then Shadowbringers? Right? They could have used different starting letters at least. Could have been Bloodstorm. Bloodstorm and Shadowbringers. Come on. There's a free tip for you game devs. You don't even have to pay me. Don't even have to credit me. There, that's what that looks like now. A little bit better, right? Because it's got the black shroud instead of the, that's very hot. Instead of the multicolored rainbow shroud. And then it's got like a little yellow strip there. Little yellow stripe saying, warning, warning, I am fragile. Please don't break me. Okay, let's see if it still works after all that heat. Plug it in, plug it in. Okay, it doesn't plug in, so I have to strip off just the tip. Just gotta get rid of the tip here, just the tip. There, that ought to be enough. Oh, and that's nice. You can see kind of like the blue inner layer too. I didn't intend for that to happen, but that's actually pretty cool. And now we'll do a plug test. Come on. Fit now, please. Does it still work? Dun, 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 dun. I didn't see a device detected alert. So I don't know if the act of heat shrinking it might have melted the freaking solder again. Oh, dang it. Okay, let's cut out a little bit more. Maybe it just isn't holding, it isn't gripping enough. Okay. Just a tiny bit more. Just a little bit more off the tip. There we go. Feel metal. Around to the side. Oh, I will frickin' just... I don't know what I'll do. If I melted the solder again, and now it's not working anymore. After I had just repaired it. I'm running out of replacement micro USB plugs. So if this doesn't work, I only have, what, 2 more tries? And there's still the other cable to do. Okay, cut that off. Apparently there's still some glue left. Trim that neatly. Oh, and I got some of the yellow too. Alright, so this should work. Please. There we go. Yeah, okay. It's detected on the laptop again. Awesome. So this is what my new plug looks like. Kinda cool. Alright, we're going to now remove it, unplug it. This is a working one. I've revived 1 cable out of 2. Let's see if we can make that a 2 for 2. Where did I put it? Here it is. Nice. For which device? Asks South Chat. This is for my NVIDIA Shield tablet. It's just a regular micro USB cable, to be honest. But the biggest reason why I want to salvage these cables and not just buy another one, because honestly, it's cheap to buy a new micro USB cable, right? It's like, what, for this length, 5 feet, this is probably 200 pesos, $4 to get a decent one. You can get them much cheaper if you don't mind the shittier build quality. But I do want to reuse these because the device that it is for is very picky. That flew off somewhere and I can't find it anymore. The device that this is for is very picky when it comes to cables. I have tried other cable brands, other lengths of cable, and it never just works the same way. Either the charge is too slow, or it just doesn't detect. And the charge being too slow wouldn't be a problem for me if not for the fact that it is so slow that you can't actually use the device while plugged in. It will actually run out of power. So that's a big bummer for me. I would rather just deal with a battery at that point, because then at least there will be no wires. Yeah. Wow, apparently a 2-year-old child says. Did I say that? NVIDIA Shield tablet. This is the device. Yeah. Just peel off this foil. all of this foil is just for RF insulation. It doesn't need to go all the way into the plug. It just needs to be along the length of the cable. That, no? Yeah, I meant the device when you said it was picky. Okay, yeah. Oh man, I am in for it, right? When my kids turn 2? Shoot, and there's 2 of them. There's 2 that I have to deal with. 2 little picky eaters and picky everything. Right now, they are not picky eaters, actually. They'll eat anything. So I hope that trait continues, you know? It would be nice to not have to worry about what they want to eat. Because then we can just feed them, you know, what we eat. And I'll eat anything. Oh man, it would be so good if the kids aren't shy to try Indian food and freaking Thai food. I hope they want to try that. And curries, like Japanese curry, Indian curry. Whew! If they enjoy that, enjoy them while you can, says Miss Elchan. Yeah. Will do. Will freaking do. Let's get this little foil out of the way. I apologize, by the way, for the tinnier than sounding, or the more distant than usual sounding mic. I have a fan in here, so I needed to turn up the spectral noise removal, which makes my voice sound a little bit distant and sometimes robotic. So I hope that isn't too much of an issue on y'all's ends. In other words, move to Singapore. Yeah. If only it wasn't so damn expensive there, right? Oh, dude. I'd move to Singapore if I wasn't poor. That would be great. Let's see if we can get this strain relief in here. If not, it's no big deal. I'll just do the same thing I did for the other cable. But it would be nice if I can get it in. That's what she said. Oh yeah, look at that. I can kinda force it in there. Force it in around the existing insulation. Sal Chan says, I actually really like it here if it weren't for the cost of living. Yeah. I've been to Singapore twice in my life. And both times, I wish I had never left. But, it's really that cost of living. It's very expensive there. Like on my wage, I probably wouldn't even be able to afford 2 weeks worth of food and rent before running out and dipping into my savings. Alright. Oh, that's really good. Okay, so that's nice and snug. Gripping the insulation quite well. Just gotta make sure if this can fit through the hole still. Nope. Come on, man. Aw, dang it. Just ripped it out. How can we make this work? know I have a second one around here somewhere. No, it's gone. Must have flung it away. Okay. Well, we'll put this back. Try it again. How did I get it in the first place? Oh, like that. Okay, so I forced a little bit of the cable back into itself, and then wrapped this around like that. Just kind of twisted it, trying to get it to open around the insulation. Right. Okay, that worked quite well. Selchan says, yeah, unless both parents work or one earns a really high salary, it'll be hard to raise a family here. Like comparing to the level of comfort when you can afford at a lower salary range in the Philippines. That's right. A lot of people take advantage also the fact that they have a lot of support here in the Philippines. If you're moving out and living and striking it on your own somewhere else, goodbye family support, goodbye, like, you know, yayas, goodbye trikes, goodbye jeepneys, goodbye a lot of the creature comforts. I mean, you replace all of that with what's equally or equivalent in Singapore. You have a much, much, much better metro system, so I wouldn't even miss the jeepneys, or the MRT. And the metro system is pretty efficient, like in Singapore. Miss Alchan, so hard to adult in a first world country. Right? How did you... I mean, what were the circumstances, if you don't mind me asking, what were the circumstances that led you to move there to Singapore? Why are you adulting there rather than anywhere else? Sometimes I miss having a katulad though. Why only sometimes? But yeah, you know when Trisha and I gave birth, we didn't have a katulong yet. We did everything ourselves for a while. It was quite an experience. Also, how's your room coming along? Are you still cleaning it up, or are you just watching me doing this random stuff on stream right now? Why are the gauges of these wires a little different than the ones earlier? Seems kind of weird. Like, the black one is really thin compared to the white and the green. Salchan says, well, I'm kind of here by luck. A friend was working here and they had an opening for a vocal teacher and I applied. They liked me, apparently. I took a break. Okay. Well, congrats. That's really cool. I'm glad things worked out for you that way. Because, honestly, even though you have some comforts that you're missing here in the Philippines, it is a shithole back here. Get out while you can. So Chan took a break and now I'm here. Wow. Yeah, right? Arvin just said in chat earlier he was going to try and catch the SONA, State of a Nation address, from the separate SONAs from our Vice President and President. I don't even, you know, I told him to just let me know what the highlights were. I have no hope anymore. It's a very dismal attitude, I know. And a lot of people would give me flack for it. I just don't care. Oh Lord, right? Alright, so just confirming it's supposed to be red, and then white, and then green, and then black. Okay, and we are going to get that all onto this little bit. So I need to trim that green and white a little bit more, because they are sticking out a bit. There we go. Then we move on to tinning the soldering iron. Let's see if I can't stick this to the side here, same way I did the tips earlier. No, that doesn't work quite well, so I'm just going to hold it. Alright, this should be hot enough. A good melt. There we go. Starting to see the fumes. And a good melt. Now we can start tinning. Tin, 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 tin. Trying a different approach at tinning the wire here on this run. I'm just melting the insulation off instead of using the wire stripper to get at it. So I think I can get a much closer job done by doing it that way. Disadvantage is it stinks. Because that's melting plastic. Or not really plastic, but similar. Woo! That popped. A little bit of a solder flux just popped and got onto my skin there. It's a little jolt of heat. Might be a burn. Just have to take a look at that later. Oh, another one. Dang, I am burning myself pretty. Okay, there. So that is not a nice looking tinning job because there's a whole bunch of burnt insulation on it. Let's see if I can clean it up a little bit. Yeah, you can see, I don't know if it's showing up on the camera there, but there's like a whole bunch of black stringy filaments just coming right off. Whoa. Probably not visible anymore, but it was there. Okay. I have a nice little candelabra of wires going on. Alright, I can put this aside, and we're going to work on tinning the... Where was it? Here it is. Tinning the micro USB plug, the replacement. So, tinning, once again, we're just going to try and make it so that the solder adheres to the contact points, metal contact points here on the micro USB, the replacement plug. And try and do it in such a way that we don't melt the plastic. Well, a little melted on the plastic here for the last pin. That's okay. That ideally should not affect performance. Like, it should not affect the structural integrity, I guess you can call it, of the assembly as a whole. Okay, so we got red, white, green, and black, just in that order, just like that. So I'm gonna see if we can't get a tighter cut of this. Here we go. Oof. Did that just change everything? There. Okay, this should be a little bit easier to see. I'm going to do green and white first because they are the longer wires. Or rather, they're right in the middle, so it's going to be a little bit trickier to get at them later if I already have the edges done. Let's tin this just a little. Set the heat up. Alright, doing both the green and the black at the same time. And those are good, those are secure, nice and stuck. Extra dollop on the black because it is the ground wire and I want to make sure it is extra secure. And then
Type is fine. And there's the red. Nice. Just a visual check. I'm not too confident about that white one. Yeah, that's not sticking nice. Hopefully that's good enough. And it looks like I have a bridge here. See that? I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but it looks like there's a bridge on the white. Let's redo it. There you go. That just fell right into place after a little bit of coat. And the red just went right back. Cool. Okay, luckily for this one, I actually remembered to put this stupid sheath in. So hopefully, this just works right, yeah? Put this in here. There you go. And then just lock it shut. Just lock it. Why isn't that closing? It's not coming in very good. There. That is what that is supposed to look like. If I did the other one properly, this is what it should have. This is what it should have looked like. Can't get that in quite, so let's see if just pushing it down like that is going to help. There. Nice. Now to test. See if this works at all. It didn't work at all with the old plug, even though it didn't look as damaged. But, ooh, sorry. Knock that a little bit. Hopefully now it's a-okay. Oh no. Okay. There's something else wrong with the wire. There's a break. A break somewhere along the wire. There has to be, because it is not even charging, let alone being detected by the computer. That's disappointing. But at least I have one working cable. That's really disappointing. Maybe it's this end that's busted, yeah? You can open it up and take a look. I don't have a replacement USB Type A side, but you can open it up and take a look. This is a bunch of Subaru, so it peels off really easy. I love Subaru, by the way, if anyone's listening. That can be your Christmas gift to me. It's a whole bunch of Subaru hats. For repair purposes. Okay, I don't see any obvious damage to this part of the cable. Right? Everything still looks intact from here. But there could be, like, I might have overheated on the inside, some connector here, or maybe when applying the insulation, it might have caused, I might have pulled it a little too hard when reapplying the insulation, so it's possible that along the length of the wire something got cut. I could still keep this and solder a different connector onto this end, just without the replacement part. I would just literally get a different USB Type A plug, salvage it from another cable, and attach it here. That could still work. But I think that about wraps it up for the stream today, because I did what I wanted to do, which was attempt to fix 2 cables. We are 1 for 2. A little disappointed that the last one didn't work out well, but that's okay. Sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles, and you got to just take the good with the bad. For the next stream, I think I'm going to be doing more Final Fantasy XIV. That will be starting tomorrow, and for the rest of the week, on Thursday, Michelle, Mark, and I still have to decide on what game we're going to be playing for the community stream. And then on Friday, maybe I can attempt to fix the cable again if nothing else in my house breaks. Because I was supposed to fix this cable right here. This, this headphones cable. But it fixed itself. It fixed itself. It stopped not working. It started working again. So I don't feel like taking it apart right now. Now, if it breaks again during the course of the week, maybe on Friday I can repair this. Which is actually a lot easier to do than what I just did now. But, yeah, aside from that, I don't think I have anything else to fix in the house. So if you guys have broken things that you want to send over to me that you wouldn't mind never receiving again, like on the off chance that my repair doesn't actually repair it, then, yeah, why don't we set something up? Maybe you can send it over to me, and we'll see what I can do. Hopefully it isn't complete annihilation of whatever you do send me. Michelle, so if you want to choose, I don't know, if you and Mark want to choose what we're going to play next, do let me know. I don't have a say. I can't choose because I already chose the last game that we played on the first community stream that we did. Just cleaning up here. So, you and Mark, let me know if you want Among Us or Fall Guys or something else entirely. If you want to do Final Fantasy XIV, we can do that. Because you haven't been able to play with Mark yet, right? He's only played with me so far on Final Fantasy XIV. You guys can do Untitled Goose Game, the 2 of you, and I can just commentate and watch. What else can we do? There's a whole bunch. We can do a lot of things. So, you and Mark choose, because again, I chose Blight Bound for our first community stream. We all enjoyed it. It was fun. I don't know if we're going to do it again. Maybe, if you guys choose to continue Blightbound, we can do it again. I don't mind. I really do enjoy that, unironically. It's a fun game to play. But if not, then, I completely understand. What is JP doing here? I thought the stream was ending. Yeah, I just saw this and I decided I wanted to give it a shot, see what I can do with it. Just so I can hold this blade without, you know, with a little bit more protection than before. It's a cutter blade, so it could totally fit in a, you know, in an actual cutter tool. But again, I'm too lazy to go out and get one. There, check that out. Woo, that is slick looking. Wow. So now I can slice and dice without worrying about slicing and dicing my own finger over. Cool, 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 cool. Okay. Let's see. Miss L-chan saying... Saying you couldn't fix the second one, that's okay. I can try again on Friday. Arvin saying, I have toys. You want me to try and fix your toys, buddy? Like, what kind of toys? Are they electronic? Are they battery powered? Or just purely plastic breakage? Miss L-chan saying, maybe I should make my Altna. Yeah, why don't you? And Santagoy coming back, took a nap, and he snoozed, he lose, because he snoozed, he losed. He snozzed, so he lost. And he doesn't get to see the rest of the stream because, actually, I'm done. Dragmai saying yes and yes. Santagoy saying, I have a first and second gen iPad, not sure what to do with them. Are they broken? I only want them if they're broken. And if they are broken, I will try to fix it, but then again, you have to accept the off chance that they might not ever work again. Not plastic breakage, says Arvin. It's electronic. Oh, interesting. Santagoy saying yes, they are super broken. Like in what way? The screen? Is the screen not working? Is it just not turning on? I don't know. I have to be able to diagnose it. Because there might be some replacement parts that it needs that are out of my price range. It's not charging, says Santagoy. Electronics issue, says Dragmice. And Restream says, we got 100 messages. Woohoo. Santagoy saying, I'd rather have them recycled. Yeah, me too. I'd rather have all my electronics recycled. That's why I do this, instead of buying new things. By the way, since you missed it earlier, Santagoy, I was able to successfully repair one cable out of 2. This one works again, and it looks pretty sweet. It's got a nice little yellow band, just because it's there. So yeah, we got one done. One and done, and the other one, unfortunately, I think the problem is somewhere deeper in the length of cable, if not the USB Type-A port, which I don't have a replacement for. Alright, that's enough for today. Tune in to Miss L's stream. I think she is streaming later tonight. I'm going to shout out it's Miss L-chan. So she streams Final Fantasy XIV. Send her some love if you want to watch her progress there. I'm not going to be streaming games today. So my schedule is Mondays and Fridays are tech streams in the afternoon. And then game streams are Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Santagoy is going to be streaming later too. I don't know what he's streaming, but let's go ahead and shout out Santagoy. So I call him Santa. That's my nickname for him. You figure something else out for yourselves. So I think maybe he'll stream RPG game development. He's going to do some writing. I don't know. Maybe he'll actually play a game. Why don't you let us know what you're up to in chat, Santa? And then on tomorrow, 9 p.m. onwards, I'm going to be continuing Final Fantasy XIV. Santa's probably going to play a video game, something retro maybe. Okay, good luck. Very, very, very good luck to you. I hope that your first stream in forever goes well. And I'll see if I can stick around. Let us know what time you plan to stream. And Miss L-chan, I think we can count on you streaming at your usual 9 p.m. 9 onwards. If not, let me know. Okay, see you guys. It was good hanging out. I'm sorry you guys didn't get to see too much, again, with the autofocus. I fixed it now, though. So, hopefully in future tech streams, You know, the lighting is a lot better. The autofocus is a lot more reliable. So hopefully this should work much better in the future. All right. Take care, everyone. I don't have a sign-off for the tech stream days. If it was Final Fantasy XIV, I would say pray return to the waking stream, but it's not that, so I'm just going to end it. Bye.